Hello everybody, welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our transfer news reaction show. And once again, we're talking about Kylian Mbappe. Like that's the rage, isn't it? At the moment, Lionel Messi can go and score a 94th minute free kick. He trends for a while. He goes off the news. You've got Manchester United signing these players that they want to sign. They trend for a bit. They got the news. You've got Kyle Walker perhaps moving on. He trends for a while. He goes off the news. But Kylian Mbappe consistently stays in the news. Something or the other keeps happening. And something has happened. Saudi Arabia are the Saudi Arabia club Al-Hilal. Now, some is Saudi Arabia, and of course, the club that are in question from Saudi Arabia is one of these Al-Hilal. And Al-Hilal are set to make a mega offer for Kylian Mbappe to PSG. It is now some estimates have said it's 200 million euros. Others are saying it could eclipse the 222 million euros that PSG paid for Neymar. That offer is set to go in. That Al-Hilal are interested in signing Mbappe. PSG are considering all offers on the table. They don't care. They just want to get him off the books, and if they can get a transfer fee for him, they'll be very, 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 very happy. So if that was just a story, you could do a reel. I could do a reel on it, and it was done, right? Okay, let's see what happens. And I could probably tell you, Kylian Mbappe is not going to move to Saudi Arabia. That's just not going to happen. But there is a twist in the tail, and the twist in the tail is that Saudi Arabia are okay to put in 200 million plus as a transfer fee, and then possibly looking at the salary about 50-60 million euros a year. With bonuses, you're probably looking at a whole package of maybe 250 to 300 million euros. Like that's just the minimum, and they're okay to let him leave on a free next year and go to Real Madrid. Now that is interesting. That's such an interesting twist, because first I thought, what do you do when you have a lot of money and you don't know what you want to do with that money, and then some opportunity presents itself for you to buy something that will raise your stature, raise your prestige, and you go, right, I mean, I've got this money, I'm going to buy it. Think of it that way. Normally, discretionary expenses of, for me, it's like $20-$30 that I might have discretionary experiences once in a while. This is on a whole other level, isn't it? This is discretionary, expense on a whole other level. To be able to say, we're going to buy one of the best players in the world, and make no mistake about it, Mbappe is one of the best players in the world, but we're going to buy one of the best players in the world. We're going to be willing to splash 250 to 300 million euros to bring him in, and then we're okay to burn all that money and say, right, you can just go to Real Madrid at the end of the season. It is unbelievable. It is wrong on so many levels, right? And yet I can stand here and I can say, and I can just marvel at it and just look at it and go, right, this is not out of the realm of extraordinary. It is still possible, because that's where football is reached, right? I don't want to get into rant of what has happened with football, but this is where football is reached, where we can stand here, where we can sit here and we can discuss that a club is going to pay 250, 300 million euros on a player with no expectation of any return on investment, right? There's not going to be a lot of return on investment. Yes, they'll probably sell a few shirts. Maybe he'll bring more eyes to the Saudi League, maybe. But there's the tangible return on investment will not be there. Like, I mean, it's not going to be there. And that is just, it's unbelievable when you think about it, that how a country, a club can just go out and do that. But anyway, do I think that with these conditions in place, do I think this deal will be done? I don't think it will still be done, because again, it's about optics. You got to understand that Mbappe is in the prime of his career. He's one of the best players in the world right now. If he goes, he can't afford to go to Saudi Arabia. The moment you go to Saudi Arabia, you become minor league. It doesn't matter whether you're Mbappe, whether you're Ronaldo, whether you're Messi, whoever it is. You go to Saudi Arabia, you go to MLS, you become minor league. You automatically become minor league, and that's not the disrespect to these leagues, right, or to the players themselves. They're phenomenally talented players. We saw that with Messi. It is just the optics that once you go to a league like that. And you might say it's pro-European bias, it's anti-Asia, anti-America, whatever. The reality is the hub of football at the moment is in Europe. And if you're not playing in Europe, you're perceived, rightly or wrongly, you're perceived to be minor league. And that's what happened to Messi as well, right? Everybody will talk, oh, Messi the GOAT and this and that, but we all said, it's a retirement league for him now. It's time for him to enjoy his retirement. It's time for him to enjoy playing football for the next couple of years in a new league. He's trying to grow a new league, right? He's not going to establish. There was never like he's going to another established league where he can raise his game and become better. No, it was he can go, then he can grow that league. So that's what happens, right? That's just the perception, and that will be the perception of Mbappe as well, that he's going to a league which is not on the level of Europe. And when you go to a league like that, do Real Madrid want to sign a player like that? Do Real Madrid want to go, right, we're going to sign a player from the Saudi League for whatever money that they're going to pay him a lot of money, in signing on fees and all that? Do we want to do that? There's Mbappe. Will Mbappe be the same player if he's going to play for a year in the Saudi League? We know what his impact has had on Ronaldo. The 6 months that he's played, he's gone from the last 1 year, he's gone from being one of the best players in the world to just becoming like being washed up. Like people say he's washed up now. Some might have said he was washed up 2 years ago, but at least at Manchester United he looked like, you know, he didn't have that perception of being washed up, you know, universally. Now I think it's universally acknowledged that he's washed up. I don't think he is, but it's almost universally acknowledged that he's washed up. So I mean, does Mbappe want that sort of tag on him, that he's gone to a league where people go to retire, or where football careers go to end? Does he want to do that? I don't think he'll want to do that. I think he wants to stay at PSG. And like I said this before, and I'll repeat this again. I'm tired of repeating myself, by the way, but I think he wants to stay at PSG because he knows that PSG right now are the place where he has to stay to before he can go to Real Madrid. If there was any chance for him to go to Real Madrid this year, he would have gone. But Real Madrid are not going to pay the fee that PSG won, and they're not going to pay. And on top of that, they're not going to pay the salary that Mbappe is going to demand. They've already paid 100 million euros for Bellingham. There's no way they're going to be able to afford to pay 100 million euros for another player. This just won't happen. So he knows that, and he accepted that, and so he wants to stay at Real Madrid for another year. Now, Saudi Arabia can come in with an offer. The question here, and I think this is the a bit of the ugly side that I also want to talk about, will PSG strong arm Mbappe into leaving? Will there be, you've got to go to Saudi, and maybe Saudi Arabia will try to strong arm into him into coming? Will there be any kind of that involvement? I hope not. I mean, we've seen it happen with players in the past, and I hope it doesn't happen now, where, you know, clubs strong arms Mbappe into leaving. Not that it would be, not that PSG would be the first to do it, but it's obvious sad when clubs start to do that, when they try to strong arm players into, no, you got to leave, and I hope they don't do that. But like I said, the saga is still in the middle stages. It's not over yet, and I think we're going to see a lot more happen before it's over. So anyway, smash a like, share your thoughts. I thought I'd do a video on it, but the reel was too short to explain everything that's going on, so I did this. But do smash your like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to share your thoughts, of course, on the saga, and do subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We always appreciate your support. We've got a few preseason games coming today as well, so we're going to do reviews for that as well later on. So do stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.